Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's video. David and I are in Maspalomas in Gran Canaria. It's one of the Canary Islands, just very northwestern, just very north of Africa. Canary Islands is part of Spain, and right now we are overlooking the ocean, and you can see down below, hopefully, a lot of beach goers. And so today's walk, I want to take you a little bit along the Promenade, which is a beautiful seaside walking area. And there's a lot of restaurants and cafes and some shopping. Anyhow, let's get started. And then, as part of this video, I want to take you to the dunes of Maspalomas. But as you can see, it's really quite lovely. And this pathway system goes for several kilometers. And right in the distance, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but those are the dunes of Maspalomas. So today's video also will be stopping, won't take you the full promenade walk, but I want to take you through some of it, and then we'll pick up again when we're ready to start a walk through the dunes. And we've been really enjoying ourselves. We've been here for the month of February. I did a video in Tenerife, which is another one of the Canary Islands. And it's it's north of where we are now. So right now we are in Maspalomas, which is the south tip of the island of Gran Canaria. And then we drove to the very north end of this island at it's Las Palmas, which is the capital of this island, and we caught a ferry. It was about a 2-hour ferry ride, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about a 2-hour ferry ride. And the interesting thing about the ferry ride was it's the same as like in British Columbia, Canada, and even when some European ferries that we've taken, where it's busy, like it's packed with people, and so you just want to, grab your seat. But the ferry that we took to Tenerife, the island of Tenerife, was like you had your choice of seats. It's a big, beautiful ferry, and fast, very fast. And there weren't a lot of people, which was interesting. So we drove our car on, parked the car, of course, on the ferry, and then walked up to the seating area, and it was clean and new, and as David mentioned, fast.
55 kilometers an hour.
55 kilometers an hour. And the journey was like about 2 hours, right?
Yep.
Yeah, about 2 hours. So it was very comfortable. And we got there in no time at all. So that video of Tenerife, that video might be up before this one. Anyhow, it was just we had a lovely time. And yesterday we rented a cute little Fiat 500, and so we were exploring the interior of Gran Canaria. Unfortunately for me, the road that we took was climbing a mountain, and there was a lot of, I guess for lack of a better word, switchbacks, and a lot of turns and short turns, like switchbacks. And I don't do well with all the turning, and it just was really uncomfortable. Anyhow, it was really uncomfortable for me, but quite beautiful if you were to look out and observe the drive. It was gorgeous. but it was cliff bearing. Like the turns, you had to do slow turns, barely enough room for two cars like going, opposite directions. Super narrow, like cliffs, death-defying cliffs. But gorgeous all the same. Anyhow, I get sort of vertigo, and I didn't think I'd have that type of reaction. But the thing was, we didn't know that's what that drive was going to be like. So otherwise, we wouldn't have done it. But anyhow, kind of ruined it for David. But then he went out after and went to a windsurfing spot where all well-experienced windsurfers are, so that he could relive his past years of being an avid windsurfer. So I just want to take you, this is just part of the walk that will take us to the dunes. Oh, super windy. Now that staircase that we just climbed down staircases are pretty popular here in Maspalomas. It's hard to avoid them unless you know your way around. So up above, I don't know if the camera will point it out there, but that's again part of the Promenade walk. But this is just part of the tourist attraction down here, and the beach, of course, that's sort of the direction we're heading in right now. And I'll take you to the beach. Now the beaches here are pretty liberal. But I'm not going to show you a lot of the beach just because there's a lot of nudists, nude sunbathing, and all the power to them. But I'm not going to be showing you that, but I will take you on some of the beach walk. Look at that incredibly beautiful dog. That is a beautiful dog. Wow, I want that dog. So I'm going to try and film the sign of Maspalomas, but I don't know if I can get it all in. Anyhow, this is just a major tourist attraction down here. There's shopping and there's restaurants. There's the beach, of course. So we're going to go up this way, I guess. And so we're going to get back up onto the Promenade walkway. The temperature average has been between 22 and 25. In the evenings it does get cooler.
Oh no, I found a room.
But we're in shorts and t-shirts all day, which is nice. Nice way to spend, a nice way to dress in February, wearing shorts and t-shirts. And it is fairly windy here. That's what we've noticed. There's quite a bit of wind. And the other thing I wanted to point out to you guys is we haven't seen any bugs. The only animals we've seen are some community cats. There are no traffic lights, rather traffic circles, which we have discovered to be sort of the way to drive, because makes it so easy to get around. You're not stopping except for pedestrians. But yeah, we were moving all the time. No traffic lights to stop at. So it was pretty cool. The only time we saw traffic lights is when we were in Las Palmas. That's right, that's the capital, as I mentioned earlier. It's a big city. There are traffic lights there for sure. But Maspalomas, where we are right now, is pretty low key. Very chill vibe here. Now I'm just going to show you in the distance here. There's the beach. There's a lot of beach here. There's beach all along the waterway here. Lots of beaches. And down that direction you probably can see all that beige area. Those are the sand dunes. And I'll take you through the sand dunes. But there's a lot of resorts here. A lot of rentals, Airbnbs. That's where David and I are staying. We're staying at an Airbnb for the month of February. Except for when we went to Tenerife. We stayed in a hotel for those few days, but then came back to the same Airbnb. And we've rented 2 cars. One was, do you remember what the first car was? What the make of it? Was it a Toyota? Opal. Never heard of it. And small little standard 4-door. It had it had 6 gears, right? Yep. And then the Fiat 500, which we still have, a cute little Fiat. It also has 6 gears. David is very adventuresome when it comes to driving in new cities and towns. I, on the other hand, would be too nervous to be driving. So thank you for not having the same anxieties that I do.
I have my own.
Yeah, we've really been enjoying ourselves. So we leave in 2 days. Today is Wednesday. We leave on Friday. And as I always say, it's always good to go home. So I am looking forward to going home and
back to the cold.
back to the cold, back to the Canadian winter. Now, we've sort of pseudo been keeping track of the weather in Toronto, and it's been pretty good for the most part. It's like +6, +2. It's been pretty good. Not much snow. But even though the winter weather has been good in Toronto this February.
It's better here.
It's better here. And they're not wearing shorts and a t-shirt in Toronto. Okay, folks, I'm going to pick you back up once we get to the dunes. Hi everyone, we are at the Dunas de Maspalomas. So we're now at the sand dunes. And I'm really, really hoping that you'll be able to hear me. It's pretty windy out there. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but you can see with the wind how the sand is blowing across the dunes. So we're going to head down. So I'm all sunscreened up, I've got my gloves on, I've got my hat, my glasses. One of the things they say when you're walking through the sand dunes is you need to be respectful, of course, of the pathways and the signs, because this is a protected area. Feel that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You can see it's very windy. Oh goodness. shoes. So they don't recommend wearing flip-flops. They recommend wearing sneakers or some sort of sand shoes. So both David and I are wearing our water shoes, and this has worked for us in the past. So the sand goes in, but it kind of streams out the side, and then we walk along the beach, and then of course the shoes can handle the wet. They also say not to go barefoot here because particularly during the hotter months, if not midday, the sand can get so hot it could maybe not burn your feet, but make it very uncomfortable to walk. So after this walk, I'm definitely going to have a shower because there's going to be sand glued to my sunscreen. They do actually do guided tours through the dunes. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but we'll get to that area. There's a lot of fenced-in area that's protected, rejuvenation. There are some green spaces, trees and shrubs that are protected, and it basically means when it's fenced off, you're not supposed to enter it, although we have seen people in some of these green spaces. Myself with some of the information I have. So the dunes, as would be probably obvious, is one of the main attractions here in Gran Canaria. A lot of tourists come here just to enjoy nature and to walk among the sand dunes. Not everybody has an opportunity to do the Sahara sand dunes, which apparently people compare these sand dunes to parts of the Sahara desert sand dunes. I wouldn't know, I've never been. But you can see like a continuation of the Sahara.
The Sahara is just over it.
Yeah, that's true. The Sahara
I haven't read anything that says that.
It's not that far. So as I mentioned, this is a protected area of 5 square kilometers. Here's some of the vegetation. I don't know what that is, but you can see they almost look like they're filled with a fluid. It's like they're retaining water, which would make sense for a desert plant. And here, you can see parts are pretty dried out. Yeah, it's more dirt, right? So of course we're going to follow the pathway. Oh gosh. That sand is hitting me right in the face. So apparently the dunes have acquired their present state as you see it by a tsunami that took place after an earthquake in 1755. And the promenade continues up. That's where the camera is angling. Continues up there, and that's where I noticed a lot of. Oh, sorry, folks. That's where I noticed a lot of sand. Do you remember that, David? There was a lot of sand. I don't know if you can see if the camera picked it up, but you can see the sand cascading over the dunes. And there's a couple there putting down a towel or a blanket. I don't think they're going to last very long out there. They would need to put up some sort of tent or something to protect against the sand because it's blowing and it's like pelting your skin, so it may not be that comfortable. And here you can see part of this fenced-in area has been taken down, and likely not by people. It's because we've had a lot of wind here, and you can see it's been covered by recent sand. Here's more vegetation. Gonna slide down this hill here. Oh, that warm sand feels good, love. Oh, it feels good. It's going in between my the perforations and my keens. It feels nice and warm. Oh, right. Yeah, so this is the signage. Thanks, love. David just pointed out, it talks about it's a natural reserve. So this fenced-in area means not to go through, not you or your dog or anybody else. So this is a protected area. Now, this the way we're walking is we're heading to the beach, and being part of the islands, sunbathing clothes is optional, and there are many people, particularly on this side of the beach, well, most of the beach actually, where there's a lot of nude sunbathing of all ages, and swimming, of course. Yes, of course, swimming. So I won't be filming at any nude sunbathers unless it's by accident, but I am going to try and be very cognizant of where the camera is angling, because once we sort of get to this point, as we get so close to the beach, a lot of people are in the water, and they will probably be nude, and there's some nude sunbathers coming out of the water, so I do want to be mindful of that. Again, I really apologize if the wind is obstructing this audio. Whew. Oh, man. I am covered in sand in my mouth. Not much in my eyes, thank God. Okay, here we emerge to the beach. It's pretty choppy, the water. David has no problem going in, but I'm a bit of a suck, so I don't go in. Well, folks, I think this is nearing the end of this video. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you have enjoyed this little walk through Maspalomas here in the Grand Canary Islands. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.